We're here in the attic today to replace a power vent motor that's gone bad. We noticed it squealing about a month ago, and it's about 5 years old and it's going to need replacing. Is the motor right here that's gone bad, so we're going to take that one out and we're going to replace it with the new one, which I've ordered, and it's right here. So the first thing we're going to do is these 3 screws, these 3 nuts that we're going to loosen up. We'll begin by taking those out. Now we have the fan loose, so we're going to go ahead and lift it up. The other thing is we have to figure out how to get it out because the fan is actually attached to the shaft, so it's not going to fit down through here easily. So let's take a look and see how we can remove the fan to get the motor out. Now, from what it looks like, there's a little set screw holding the fan on. Not sure if you'll be able to see it, but right up here. So we're going to remove that, loosen it, and then we should be able to pull the fan off. It was rather tight, but now it's loose. We just have to try and slide the fan off of this shaft. Once we do that, we'll be able to get the motor out of the fan and continue with replacement. Yeah. Now we have the fan and the motor out. So let's just slip this fan off. Continue sliding it out. There we go. Now we got the fan off. We'll set that aside. We have the old motor. It's also a good idea, since we are working upside down here, to wear good eye protection. So there is conduit that the wires are run through on the motor. So we're going to unscrew that. From the top of the motor. And you can see the wires are now exposed. Okay, we have the case open and the wires exposed. Basically now we are going to disconnect the old one. You can see the wires coming in. Looks like we have one white and one black. This is exactly what we have on the new one, so it'll be fairly easy to disconnect these two and remove the wire. Now we have the wires to the old motor disconnected, and we'll go ahead and pull it out from the conduit. It's fairly easy to remove. Now we have the old motor completely removed. So now we're going to grab a new motor here, and we're going to, I don't think we need this little red cap on here, so we're going to remove that. The old one did not have it. And then we're going to snake the new wire through the conduit. I'm going to twist the wires together here. Let's try and make it a little bit more easy to get through. And it should slide right through like that. It's pretty easy. Continue pushing it through. You only got about, I'd say, 16 to 18 inches of wire here. So it's not going to be too difficult to get it through. And up at the top, it's through. So here are the wires that came through for the new motor. So we're just going to rewire them right where they were before. White to white, black to black. And we'll get some electrical tape and tape these up as well. Always a good idea to have a roll of electrical tape in every one of your tool cases. It's not that expensive. It'll save you a trip from having to run to the garage and get a roll. Especially helpful when you're working up in the attic. You have to go all the way to the garage just to get some. As you can probably hear, I'm out of breath now. But now we got some electrical tape on those connections. All nicely sealed. I'm going to put these neatly back into the thermostat, humidistat box, and then tighten it up. The case is on there nicely now. Now, just have to take the control knob for the humidistat and replace that. Feel that that's back on all right. The next step is to put the conduit back on the motor here. Slightly twisting it so that's nice and tight. And now we'll put the motor with the fan onto the shaft and back into the unit up top. Basically, I'm going to put the fan first. And then I'm going to put the motor up into it. Now I got the screws through the bracket holes, so now we're going to slip the fan on top of the shaft. This is the difficult part, because now we need the Allen wrench above the fan to tighten up this set screw. Alright, now that we got the set screw on the fan tightened up, it's time to put the nuts onto the motor mount. So now we have the fan tightened up. It's spinning freely. I went and turned the power to the thermostat back on. And we're going to go ahead and switch it on and hopefully hear no more squealing. And hopefully the fan won't hit at all. So I'm going to stand back a little bit and just switch it on here. And it sounds very nice. Just the way the fan should sound.